Referees as assigned by the Minnesota State High School League. Your center referee, Zachariah Allen. Assistant referee, AR1, Matty Hudicek. AR2, Paul Tokar. Stillwater's athletic director, Ricky Michael. The trainer here tonight is Olivia Dubois. Your announcers for this evening's matches, Mark and Mike Kilkelly. Please enjoy the match.
All right, folks. Well, welcome to today's first matchup for the fall season of the 2023-2024 graduating class of Hudson Raider boys soccer. We are broadcasting here from lovely Stillwater, Minnesota, across the river rival of Hudson. Soccer is big over here in Stillwater, although these two teams are not going to play each other in the next 2 days. It's a four-team friendly, Hudson and Stillwater. I imagine, I have not seen the full season schedule yet, but I imagine they'll be playing somewhere down the line as they usually have a game with each other every year. Tonight's matchup is your Hudson Raiders, the home team on the scoreboard, in blue, playing from left to right on your screen, against the Southwest High School out of Minneapolis in white, playing from right to left on your screen. And this should be a fun match. Minneapolis has a history of their high schools being very competitive in soccer, and the Hudson Raiders are perennial state powerhouses in the state of Wisconsin. So it should be a good match. Early in the season, though, so we'll see what happens. Looks like Connor Hauser there with the ball for the Raiders, passing it off, and now a little skirmish on the sideline there, a little set back and forth, and Southwest takes it back. A very new lineup here tonight for me, so you're going to have to give me a little time as well this season to get to know these players and where they're playing. A lot of graduates last year, and some new faces and players here, sometimes playing different positions even. So, welcome again to the soccer match. It's a balmy day, not as bad as the last 2 days here in the St. Croix River Valley, which were in the mid to upper 90s for temperature, heat index even higher, but today is 85, and not sure if you're down on that field if you're going to feel it much differently. The turf gives off heat, and it's warm. So, and an earlier game sometimes is nice these seasons, but not when it's super hot this time of day. So, Raiders there with the throw-in. Keeping the ball in Southwest territory for most of the game so far. This is the kind of game Raiders will be in Southwest, I'm sure, just kind of starting to get an idea of how these players are going to be working together in some real competition. Probably both have had some scrimmages, first real true action here today. Captains for this year's team for the Raiders are number 9, Aaron Sparling, a senior, and Harry Ross, number 10, another senior. So those will be our captains for the season. Both boys have played extensively through high school, through 9th through 12th grade. Makes a lot of sense for them to be the captains of this team. The other two teams in this friendly competition, friendly four-way competition, is Middleton High School. That's out of Wisconsin. And then Stillwater, Minnesota here, the host site for the tournament. Southwest now with some penetration deep into Raider territory for the first time. Cleared out by the Raiders. Looks like Aaron Sparling up there running point on the striker set of strikers, along with Owen Netterlow playing the right striker position. And I believe that's number 7, Owen Wassman, on the left striker position. Throw in here for the Raiders. That'll be number 21, Quinn Packard, with the throw. Quinn is a sophomore joining the team and getting action immediately this season, so good to have you aboard, Quinn. Raiders again get the ball deep, but not putting anything meaningful together with that ball in terms of offense. And ball goes out of bounds. Will be a Southwest throw-in. It's a quick ball up by the Raiders, trying to get in, but way too far out of reach, and picked up by a Southwest goalkeeper. Throwing deep for Southwest. Ball's in, gets to the middle, and broken up there by Harry Ross of the Raiders. Quick little ball out there, nifty pass by Owen Netterlow. Connor Hauser with a nice trap down there, brings it outside, tries to get it in quick to Mason Gutzmeal. And Harry Ross fighting it in the middle there. Raiders are showing some good energy here early in the match. Challenging a lot and trying to move the ball. There's some nice movement. Comes Aaron Sparling, setting up, going for a trick, trying to go for a little cross there. I think that got a little bit away from him. And when the ball hits this turf, it rolls. So it's can be tough to catch up to it, and you got to get used to that. These guys have played a lot of soccer this summer, probably on turf, but also a lot on grass. So it takes a little bit to get used to turf, which will be the majority of their matches. Southwest High School is the Lakers, so we will be referring to them by that throughout this broadcast. Raiders again deep in the territory. Here's Quinn Packard with the throw. Gets in, a little head over. It's been a physical match, but nothing overly overdone here. Lakers going deep, trying to do a little kick and run there up the middle to see if that'll work. Raiders, Nick Allenoff is there though to break that up. Nick's a solid returning starter for the Raiders, and he'll be a tough one in the middle there all season. Raiders again, once they get the ball, they've been seeming to not have too many issues moving that ball up the field. It's getting it down into that goal scoring area that the Lakers have been breaking things up well and disrupting the Raiders. So that's a good sign for the Raiders. Usually, it takes a while to feel things out. You get the game, a little game time under your belt. We'll see if Raiders can start putting a little pressure on the Southwest goalkeeper here with some shots on goal. Raiders throwing. We're now about 8 minutes into the first half here. The score is 0-0. Lots of light headers here. Not enough to be able to really... Sounded like a whistle, but it might have been from another field here in Stillwater. They have... looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 full turf fields in a row here that have a variety of sports practicing on them. So that may have been a whistle from field next to us. Ball back to Allenoff. Raiders again, nice passing to get that ball again into the Southwest territory. Harry Ross in the center, manning that center mid now. I believe it's him and Connor Hauser manning the center. Raiders usually play an attacking center and a more controlling center. The two boys there, Connor and Harry, probably.
Substitutions on for Southwest, number 17, Nate Gilch. Number 22, Twin Tyson.
Harry and Connor probably dabble in both of those positions based on what's going on with the game and things like that. They played together for a few years, so that'll be a good tandem to watch all year. Good step there by Mason Gutzmeal. Gets it over, quick little cross to Sparling. That's the closest action there's been. And that's going to be a Raiders corner kick. So this will be exciting. Raiders are pretty darn good historically off the corner kicks, especially when they send the ball into the goal area. Sometimes they like to play a little cat and mouse like they are right here with a short pass. So there's Sparling again, trying to set up for a quick left foot, going for the inside post, and think he hit the ground before he hit the ball on that one, unfortunately, but it was an interesting play and good attempt by the Raiders, trying to see what's going to work and not work. And
substitution on for the Raiders, number 18, Calvin Lassard.
Now it'll be a goal kick for the Lakers, and on for a new Raiders player, Calvin Lassard on. Calvin, number 9. Or nope, I'm sorry, that's a freshman. He's a freshman, and number 18 into the game for the Raiders. Big kick. Aaron Sparling there to disrupt it. You'll see a lot of that under number 9. He challenges for everything. Big play there. Good try there by Owen Wassman to win that ball. And then number 5, Owen Netterlow there to, again, try to make something happen. Raiders are ball hawking, and again, that's a really good sign fresh out of the gates that they are going after every ball hard in this heat and early in the season. Be another goal kick here for the Lakers. I apologize if any Laker fans are watching. I'll do my best to identify players. I'm not sure who the goalkeeper is because they don't have that listed, and I missed it during announcements. So apologies for those of you from Minneapolis checking out this game. Out of bounds, be a Raiders throw-in. Quinn Packard with the throw. Easy ball into Lassard. Over to Sparling. Back to Allenoff. He's going to send it wide. Southwest adapted to that big swing pass quite well. Usually you try to move that ball quickly like the Raiders did and be able to advance it, but they made it tough. There's a quick ball in. A little header there. And Southwest goalkeeper taps that out of bounds. And the Raiders will have a corner kick. It's easy when you're a goalkeeper to sometimes lose track of where you're at, and sometimes you want to catch the ball, sometimes you're not sure if you should try to catch it, and so your safe bet is to just knock it out of bounds, which he did. It's always a safe play, so can't really begrudge him for that. Raiders try to sneak a low ball in close to the net. Tough to do, but it comes back out, and they get a legitimate shot on goal there. Unfortunately, right at the Southwest goalkeeper, and who makes a nice save. Southwest with a nice back and forth there, getting that ball up. They've got a little through ball here. Nicely played by Tyler Hindall of the Raiders, their goalkeeper in orange today. Gets it out quickly, gets it shifted up. Hauser was there, but just a step off. Both teams moving it back and forth up the field right now. It's number 4, Will Zenner, with the ball, bringing it up for Southwest and passing it around before the Raiders break that up. Hindall likes to just roll that out to Allenoff, who sends it deep. Good little play there. Oh, and there's a nice play. It's a little too far for Wassman to be able to get to that one. So, but the Raiders are showing some good play. That's a nice, if you're going to put a big ball up the middle like that, you want to play it just to the side. It makes the goalkeeper have to come way out, and that can be dangerous if you're able to get to that ball. And but unfortunately for the Raiders, that didn't happen. Lakers with some nice ball movement on the sideline, moving it around, but a little stray pass there. Sparling with a nice disruption there and pass back. Allenoff over to, looks like that's maybe Connor Sparling on the playing on the defensive end back there on the left. Both the Sparling boys, Connor and Aaron, twin brothers, identical twins. And here we go, Raiders with a chance here. And the Lakers just get a foot on that. That was 18, Calvin Lassard, putting some pressure on. Couple subs here for the Raiders.
On for both sides, on for Southwest, number 14, Gerald Cuivigo. And on for Hudson, number 14, Mac Muzell, and number 20, Quinn Johnson.
So in for the Raiders, senior Mac Mizell and junior Quinn Johnson. Both listed as defenders, but I don't think they came in those positions. So Solom really views his players very interchangeably, which is good because they really need to be able to play anywhere on the field technically. And here we go. Here's number 14, Mac Mizell himself with the throw. Good hustle there by Quinn Johnson to get that ball cleared out. Looks like Quinn is back in the defensive end for the Raiders. Lakers trying to pop one into the middle, but that one went straight up on them, and the Raiders are able to clear it. Comes Connor Hauser. Sometimes that ball is just too fast for your feet. Connor is a fast player, but that ball is just too fast sometimes. And that one got away from him. Be a throw in here for the Lakers. Connor Sparling there breaking things up, and Tyler Hindall right there to pick that ball up for the Raiders. Nice play. Ball gets over. Connor Hauser getting his head on that ball, trying to disrupt things, and there's a collision, but ref is having none of it. That's a variable call based on the referee. Sometimes they will call it. They just don't want any any physical disruption with the goalkeeper. But sometimes they will allow it, especially if it's more of a 50-50 situation, or even more in the chance of the offense of getting that ball. They will let some physicality happen. But it's early in the season, and nobody wants trouble or injury now. So good call by the ref just to keep things under control. A lot of hand checking in this game, but the ref is letting that go for now. Usually that will lead to that'll lead to some tempers a bit as games get close, things like that. But for now, pretty clean match between these teams. Just good soccer happening, which is fun. All right, Lakers pushing up. No one really challenging number 8, Henry Patton there. Nice little give and go to the corner. Pinned down. And side judge called that out, so the Raiders will have a goal kick. Quick ball out there by Wassman, who gets the ball up the middle. Calvin Lassard taking it from the middle all the way over, getting pressured, but it's going to be a throw-in for the Raiders. And a little momentum there, but unfortunately they want subs, so they're going to pause this for some subs by the Raiders. Actually, we're halfway through the half, and it looks like they're invoking a heat rule, which means we're probably going to take a quick 5-minute break and let the players get some hydration and all of that.
For hydration break. Does look like the concession stand is open if you need to get hydrated yourself.
All right, folks, we have returned now from our 5-minute hydration break. I believe that's part of Minnesota State High School League rules, probably Wisconsin as well. I've been the announcer for a number of years, and I don't think we've had heat like this to deal with. So, but it's a good idea. Keep everybody healthy. Big ball in. Quick turn there by Aaron Sparling. Not quite enough juice on that to make it interesting. And gathered in by the goalkeeper for the Lakers. Quick ball out. Raiders going to get the throw at about midfield. Quick ball up. Looks like a corner kick for the Raiders, I think.
Corner kick awarded to Hudson.
Hudson's
Aaron Sparling.
big ball this time. That's where the Raiders can be dangerous. Nice head out by the Lakers, and Raiders will have a throw in here. Ball's bouncing around dangerously. The Raiders usually love that. Ball gets out. Not a big clear, though, by the Lakers. Put some heat on it, Raiders. Big shot there. Kind of miscued a bit, but Raiders making things happen. It'll be a goal kick now for the Lakers.
Couple of substitutions on for Southwest. Number 2, Nick Dresden. Number 29, Max Gross.
Couple of substitutes here for Southwest. Big ball up to the middle of the field. Southwest moving that ball around. Big kick there to his partner in the middle. I don't know if I think he was trying to send that wide, but that guy just happened to be there. Good recovery by them, though. Nice cross. A little far out maybe, but not really any numbers there to support it. It's Aaron Sparling. Good play there. Lassard trying to get around there, but maybe surprised a bit by the Southwest speed on the defense there. Was able to match the sprint. Quick ball in, trying to get it over the head of the defense, but headed out by Southwest and moved up the field. Good disruption. That's one thing you really see out of the Raiders year in and year out is good defensive play all over the field. They will challenge everywhere. They learn at an early age in Hudson soccer and other programs that you keep the ball on the offensive end and you score more. So it's kind of simple, but to keep it in the end, your strikers have to be playing defense all over the field. Your midfielders have to play all over the field. Everybody does. So here we go. Another set of subs for the Lakers. We're now down, getting down
on for Southwest.
Getting down to about
6,
15 minutes left in the first half. 15 minutes left in the first half about. Score is still 0-0. For those of you just popping in, maybe the Southwest Minneapolis High School Lakers are in white, playing from right to left on your screen, and the Hudson High School Raiders from Wisconsin are in blue, playing from left to right on your screen. appears to be a fairly stiff wind in the Raiders' favor when you see the flags at midfield and the referee flags. And that's probably been a help for the Raiders in having
Substitution on for Hudson, number 8, Connor Hudson.
fairly more time of possession than the Lakers, from what I can gather. Lakers with the goal kick. Playing it short and then playing it up long. Lakers bring it all the way back to their goalkeeper. Big slide there by the Raiders. And gets out of bounds will be a Lakers throw-in, or a Lakers goal kick. Lots of whistles again, but none of them from our field. So if you happen to be hearing that, just realize there's not something weird going on. It's just there's a girls' soccer practice going on about 40 yards away from this field, 30 yards away, and coaches blow whistles in practice a lot, and that's what you're hearing. Okay, Raiders again getting the ball in their territory. Another throw, and there's a nice play in. Another little flick up by the Raiders. A little out of reach. Gathered in by the goalkeeper for Southwest, who's going to give it a punt. Looks like the Lakers have maybe 6 substitutes. Well, 8, I guess, with the 2 coming in. So they've got a pretty healthy size squad there.
On for Southwest.
And the Raiders,
Henry Patton.
Raiders about
Number
the
12,
same.
Johnny B.
Here we go, Raiders again, getting that ball in. Great play there by Harry Ross. Hauser to Ross again, up the middle. Yeah, that's a foul in the box. That's going to be a PK for the Raiders. Calvin Lassard clearly taken. Oh, I guess they didn't call a PK. I guess maybe I'm looking at the wrong line. There's a lot of lines there. If I had a replay, I'd see it, but Raiders went for a quick one, but didn't really get a hard shot on there. They needed to blast that ball. I think they were trying to sneak it in lightly and quickly. But Southwest goalkeeper, credit him. He was alert, read it, and made the play. Allen off now, back on defense in the middle, working that ball around, sending out wide to Mason Goodsmeal. In the middle to Aaron Sparling. It's going to go deep. We're going to send that ball out and wide. Great takeaway there. Usually something like that from behind is going to draw a foul every time, but side judge there didn't think it was necessary, and we play on.
Substitution on for Hudson, number 7, Owen Westwood.
Owen Wassman back on, and that's Caden Lennox, I believe, coming off the field. Some nice playing time there for Caden. Junior striker for the Raiders. Excuse me. We're starting to get a little rougher here. I think we're going to start seeing more calls both ways if keeps up. Raiders knocking on the door, having it in Lakers goal scoring area quite a bit without a lot of great results. It can be frustrating, and then vice versa when you feel like it's in your end all the time, that can be frustrating as well. So plus, they're a bunch of boys in a hot day, so we'll see what happens. But so far, it's been a good match. You can see it's getting a little more physical, but we'll see what happens. We're down to about 8.
On for Southwest, number 22, Flynn Tyson.
Down to about 8 minutes now in the first half. The score is still.
Substitution on for Hudson, number 5, Owen Nero.
Still 0-0 match, and Owen Netterlow back into the game for the Raiders. A lot of holding and hand checking being allowed. Raiders go for a cross, but nobody there on the other side of the field, unfortunately. Ball out wide. Take a bit of a miss hit by the Lakers there, letting the Raiders get a foot on the ball. Owen Wassman there with a good takeaway, gets the ball all the way out, and then be a Raiders throw in here. It is a warm one up in the booth here. No air conditioning, a little bit of airflow with a fan, but it's not just the players.
Both sides on for Hudson, number 21, Quinn Packard.
Quinn Packard coming in for the Raiders.
And on for Southwest, number 7, Jaden Campbell.
And number 7, Jaden Campbell Jr. for the Southwest Lakers into the match. Aaron Sparling gets it out wide. It's a good little play there. That's a handball for one. I guess the refs aren't going to call it, but looked pretty definitively like a handball. But Raiders will get a corner kick and see if they can do something interesting with this one.
Corner kick Hudson, taken by number 8, Connor Hauser.
Corner kick a little low, big ball in there by the Raiders, and that's going to be another corner kick for the Raiders. Raiders knocking on the door here, getting it close. The Raiders haven't taken a lot of shots. They've had the ball in the territory quite a bit, but have elected not to
taken by number 9, Aaron
shoot too much. They're clearly going to go put this into the scoring area. Low ball. Snuck through, though. If you can get it to sneak through, then a lot can happen. There's a nice ball again, right where you want it. Oh, nifty little play there by Lassard, going for the bicycle, but hit it a little too early on the back flip there and sent it over the bar, but not a bad attempt, actually. So Raiders keeping things interesting. We're now down to under 5 minutes in the first half. Score is 0-0. short pass by Southwest. They're going to look to try to work this up, get a big ball up. Able to get it at midfield, sneaking it up the line. Nice play there by Southwest. They're trying to sneak that up the middle, but Hindall there for the Raiders, adeptly scooping that up, the junior goalkeeper. Ball called out of bounds there, and that'll be a Lakers throw in. A little miscue by the Raiders. You don't see that too many times by the Raiders. It's actually been a fairly tight game by the Raiders overall. I'm sure there's things that Coach Solom wants to tighten up further, but for a first real match of the season, not bad so far. Physicality seems like it's kind of shrunk down a bit, and they're back to playing soccer and less grabbing and pushing and shoving. Alanoff has to kick that out, too close. Could have let Hindall get it, but you got to make sure it's always safe. So a good play by Nicky. Lakers with the throw in. We're now down to about 3 minutes in the half. Lakers with a cross, but they kind of stick it about 25 yards, 30 yards out. And Raiders kick it out of bounds. Will be a Lakers throw in. Lakers setting up, trying to make something happen, but Raiders get the clear. Good ball in. Here we go. Now we've got Wassman wide open. Another nice pass. And there's a goal for your Raiders. Really great passing combination there from Wassman to Netterlow. So Owen Netterlow with the goal. Textbook play there. Kind of stretched the defense. Somebody forgot about Wassman marking him, and Owen, he could have tried to take a strike there. Would have probably been a bad angle for a shot. But usually that's the adrenaline talking. You're going to try to score when you're that open. But he pulled it down, got the goalie out of position because the goalie had to come out to him because he thought he was going to shoot. And then dishes it nicely over to Netterlow, who buries the shot on the fly. So that was a really pretty goal. Wish I had the live stream so I could watch that again because that was a beautiful goal. But we will have it on YouTube shortly, and everyone can watch that again. So with about 2 minutes left, that was probably at about the 2-minute mark, the Raiders finally put one on the board after a lot of time of possession, and our score is now 1-0 Raiders over the Minneapolis Southwest Lakers. Again, a nice little play there. Sparling gets it a little bouncy, has to kind of flick it when he can. Sometimes you think when you're that close, you should just always score, but that ball, when it's bouncing and everybody's moving, it's not as easy to time it the way you think it is. Quick ball through, and offsides. That was close, but did look like he was about a step off. Sometimes people, they never think it's offsides because
just about 1 minute remains in the first half.
Because they're always looking at the play after it happens, but most guys are called offsides right when the ball is kicked, and that's not what most fans are looking at. So it always is hard to think that it's offsides when it isn't by the time you look at it. All right, we're down to about 30 seconds in the match. Southwest applying a little more pressure here in the second half of the first half. Still looking for a real offensive attempt on Hindall. We're not down to 20 seconds. Little flick over. Raiders keep the pressure on, though. They know. I've seen them in the last few years score with 3-5 seconds left, so they keep the pressure on. It looks like we're going to walk out of this half with the Raiders leading 1-0 over the Southwest Lakers, and we'll see you back in about 10 minutes. See you soon. And here we go, back for the second half. Hometown on the scoreboard at least. Hudson Raiders in blue, now playing from right to left on your screen. They hold a 1-0 lead over the visiting Southwest High School Lakers out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it's a good match. Raiders scored late in the half at about the 2-minute mark. They put on it was nice, really nice goal. But other than that, Raiders definitely holding the advantage in time of possession. But the Lakers have played a good, tight game, good defensive game. A lot of pressure on their defense, but they've been holding, and they're waiting for their chance to strike on offense. So this game is far from over, and should be a fun final 40 minutes here in the match. Hot day. Probably, I'm guessing, still in the mid to high 80s here in Stillwater, Minnesota. Stillwater is the host site for this little 4-team friendly set of non-conference games. Other teams involved, of course, are Stillwater, the host team, and I believe it's Middleton High School, which is, I think, down in the Madison, Milwaukee area of Wisconsin. So one team probably staying in hotels tonight. I don't think Minneapolis probably will. They'll go home. And there's a little errant pass by the Raiders, and but they're able to gather it up under Alanoff's leadership in the center there. Raiders again trying to pick that defense apart. They found some good seams on the goal. They were able to cause a little confusion, and Owen Wassman was left wide open and carried it down and made a really nice, patient play to set up a goal by the other Owen on the team, Owen Nitterloh. Textbook beautiful goal on that one. Here go the Raiders. Ross, captain, fighting it out in the corner. Kind of gets sandwiched, tripped up, and draws the foul. Raiders will have it'll be probably a little better situation corner kick than a corner kick. Big ball in. Good ball by Ross. Almost a shot. I think it kind of surprised everybody. Harry trying to use a little deception. He kicked it out of bounds, though, so that's definitely a Lakers throw. Oh, really great turn there by Hauser. Ball into Captain Aaron Sparling. We'll give and go. Some nice and a big cross. You don't see that out of the Raiders too often. That quick cross. They usually tend to work it in. Going to be a Raiders corner kick. About 5 minutes into the second half. Breeze is in the advantage of the Lakers tonight on this half. See if that helps their time of possession.
To the Hudson Raiders.
Quick ball over. They went short. Aaron Sparling's got a very strong left foot, but he didn't really have the angle. They set that play up, I think, hoping to be able for him to potentially bury a near side post shot like that, but it hasn't been open. So at least that's what he's tried to do the first 2 times. Raiders throw. Henry Vandenbark in the game with the throw. Good to see Henry back again from last year. Playing some midfield. Picks it up. Sets it up. It's Connor Sparling, number 11 here. Gets the ball, sends it up to Henry Vandenbark, who's going to take the throw. Owen Netterlow down there trying to fight things off, but ball goes off him, and that'll be a goal kick for the Pirates, or the Lakers. Sorry, I see the anchor, and for some reason it makes me think of Pirates. I'm getting laughed at by my colleague Jeff, who's our tech guru, making all things happen here for River Channel. On the program, there's not the team name, but there is a big anchor, and I'm not sure why, but might be the heat hitting me. Here we go, Lakers with a chance there, but tough ball to get ahead of. Number 9, Max Resnick, making a good run there, but puts it out of bounds. Will be a Raiders throw. Be a Lakers throw in here. Seen some good instances of team defense here from the Raiders. What you'll see is one person kind of halt the progress physically of their opponent, and the other and sort of guide them either left or right by the way they position their body, and then good clear by the Raiders. And then after they force them left or right, there's a teammate who's reading that and ready there to pick up and attack the ball. So it's a great team defense strategy. Raiders usually are quite good at it, and it's nice to see that working right off the bat here. Another throw here for the Lakers. Again, this broadcast is here from the River Channel, and Hudson, if you're not familiar with the territory, is located just across the river, a little bit south of Stillwater. So these are neighboring communities, 2 historic river town communities. These boys, if Hudson was playing Stillwater, they'd know each other quite well because they grew up playing against each other for years and years. And so fun place to visit. See how the stamina does for these guys in this heat here in the second half. Breeze seems to be picking up, or at least maintaining, which has got to help a little bit. But down on those fields, it's usually a good 10 degrees warmer or so than the normal temperature. Raiders get themselves in a little trouble here. Whoo! Lucky. Raiders had some miscommunication on who was taking who, and Southwest had their big chance there. Nobody really home to make that happen, but they get a corner kick out of it and get a decent shot off, but Raiders are there to kind of looked like the Raiders maybe deflected it, but the ref must have just came off his foot kind of weird. So the Raiders Southwest will.
Substitutions on for the Raiders, number 17, Jackson.
Or actually, the Raiders have made a goalkeeper change. My failure to notice that shows that I'm not quite in season form yet either. Looks like that's probably Talon Sheets in for goal, senior, for the Raiders. Good first half and goal by Tyler Hindall, number 1, and now we've got Talon taking the goal here. So despite all the excitement there, the Raiders maintain the lead 1-0. Now have the ball deep in Laker territory, but the Lakers will have a throw in.
Substitution on for the Lakers, number 22, Finn Faison.
Got some substitutes here for the Lakers, and now we'll get playing again. Couple throw-ins for the Lakers, and they're working it down the field again. And Raiders defense is going to get set and ready.
Substitution on for Hudson, number 4, Xavier Island.
And in for the Raiders, sophomore Xavier Island. So that is a new name and player for me. I have not seen him in the varsity matches in the past. So welcome, Xavier, to Hudson Raider Varsity Soccer. And Raiders contending again with the Lakers. Oh, talent sheets coming out nicely on that play. The second breakdown on the right side of the Raiders defense there. So I know that'll be something Coach Solom's going to be looking at and trying to figure out. Talent sheets bails them out that time before it gets too interesting, but players need to adjust. They need to communicate. Nikki Allen off there with a nice breakup, but it's going to be a corner kick for the Lakers. And now that wind is definitely an influence because the time of possession is definitely reversed, where the Lakers now have been really controlling the ball and having it in their offensive half for a predominant amount of time. Again, Lakers trying to sneak that ball in and almost did, but I believe the referee called a foul, so it's going to be a free kick for the Lakers. Not a goal kick. It looked like it might be a goal kick, but that's not going to be the case here. Setting up. I didn't see the foul to really kind of see what happened. Good pressure there by the Raiders. Looks like going net or low. Raiders with a nice through ball. There's Hauser. Goes for the cross and gets a corner kick. Sometimes that's all you almost try to do there down on the end line rather than even, it's almost impossible to make something happen. But if you can get a corner kick out of it, then you've given yourself a very nice opportunity.
For the Lakers, number 12, Johnny Beaver. Number 14, Aral Javito.
taking a while here, but finally the ball gets out to the corner. Raiders have a two-man setup. They're drawing defense, but now they're kind of pulling back. Now again, kind of playing that cat and mouse two-man game. But they go big. Hauser with the head, and it's in the goal. What a great play. Actually, that's Owen Wassman. Wow, that ball was 20 yards out, Owen Wassman with the goal. And not a traditional play that you're going to score on a header that far out off a corner kick, but kind of caught the goalkeeper maybe a little out of position, and that header went a little bit high and went nicely in. So great goal for Owen Wassman. Both Owens on the board for the Raiders tonight, and Raiders take a 2-0 lead into the final 25 minutes.
Raiders, number 7, Owen Wassman.
So limited time of possession, but the Raiders capitalize on the corner kick, and the Raiders, if you watch them, you will notice that they do well with the corner kicks. And the beautiful part of a corner kick, as we just saw, is that you get to put the ball right generally into the scoring area. That one really wasn't really in the scoring area, but it was well played nonetheless. And that's why you like corner kicks, because they generally give you a higher percentage opportunity to put the ball right where you want it. You got to make something happen with it, of course, but it's a great opportunity, and the Raiders capitalized. Normally, I would check out the replay. I can't remember who kicked that. I think it probably was Aaron Sparling over there, and but we'll have to watch the tape to see who had that assist. Allen off with the header, puts it out. Harry Ross over there, directing the ball out. Netterlow now, taking his time in the center. Will now be a Raiders throw-in deep in the territory while a couple subs come in.
Substitution on for the Raiders, number 13, Caden Lennox.
Raiders try to get something going there with the cross, but just didn't quite come together there. So be a punt here for the Lakers. They're going to keep the pressure on. 2-goal leads are nothing to be too relaxed with here in soccer, because one PK can shrink that lead to 1, and then it's a whole nother ball game. So this game is far from over. Now the clock ticking down, it looks like. So we're now approaching the 21-minute mark. I guess maybe it was ticking down in the first half too. The Hudson Stadium, it counts up as a traditionally is done in soccer. Here we go, though. Lakers again getting some deep pressure, and there's a big shot. There's a solid shot, just wide by the Lakers. Trying to see a number here. Number 2.
Substitution on for Hudson, number 20, Quinn Johnson.
That is Nick Dressen with a real blast there, but unfortunately off target just a bit. Here we go. Raiders with the goal kick. Okay, Lakers again knocking on the door. Tough play there. That's Austin Nava in the game. Austin's a fun player to watch too. He got a little varsity time last year. Good to see Austin, who's now a senior, on the field. And I think we're going to take our half of the half break for a quick
Cold on the field, right?
drink of water. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, and the hydration break due to the heat is concluding, and very appropriate song. The heat is on, being played here during the heat break. So Raiders coming back on the field to finish the match with the Lakers, and the Raiders holding on to a 2-0 lead. The Lakers are they've been knocking on the door the last 15 minutes or so. Some great opportunities, but unable to really put them out. Now here's another chance. They're moving it. Be another Laker throw-in deep in their territory. And again, wow, the Lakers get another great opportunity. They just can't get the foot on the ball at the right moment. Another sort of straggling ball there in somewhat scoring position, and the Raiders are able to get it out and maintain the shutout. Little through ball. Nicely taken by Raider goalkeeper Talon Sheets. Big punt by Sheets into the wind. See if the Raiders can do something here to make things interesting. Little ball off the Lakers there, and the Raiders will have a corner kick. Last time they had the kick, they scored a beautiful long-range heading goal off the corner kick. Probably a good 20 yards or so out. Playing it short this time. Ooh, Harry Ross almost tripped. And they sink it through. And that was a really nice play, too. And I believe that's Lassard with the goal. Great goal for the Raiders. Third goal of the game. That looks like number 18, Calvin Lassard with the goal, I believe. He raised his hand. Got the high fives from everybody. That's usually the indicator. So there is a trifecta, 3 different scores. You kind of like that. See, your team spread the goals out. That was at about the 17.5 minute mark. Lassard's had a really nice game all around, so nice to see him do that. But that really was, that whole thing was created by a really great penetrating play by Harry Ross, who took that tap corner kick and just went with a speed burst down the line, almost got tripped up from behind, kept his balance, and just saw an alley and pinged a low ball into the mess, and Lassard was right there to bury it. So a nice play all around by the Raiders. Another nice, again, we talk about corner kicks a lot, but 2 goals off corner kicks for the Raiders today. That's the way you like to see it, because those are the opportunities you hope, you get some good chances on. So down to about 16 minutes in the match, actually. Raiders with a commanding 3-0 lead now. Now we'll see if they can maintain the shutout, and they may add another one. Who knows? Raiders, they don't stop. Sullivan expects them to play hard every minute of the match, and they'll keep trying here. While 3 goals feels safe, it also can be deceptively safe. So you keep pouring it on. Nice little through ball there by Xavier Island, but just too much defense there to do much with that.
Substitution on for Hudson, number 14,
Mac Mazzell in for the Raiders. Throw kind of into an area, and the Lakers maybe thought there was a little extra pressure on them, and they just kicked that out over the goal line. So the Raiders are going to get another corner kick here, and we've seen what they've done with their last 2. So we'll look for potentially a little excitement here.
Corner kick Raiders.
They played it short again. Oh, really nice play there. Aaron Sparling sends a cross that you probably wouldn't normally think, but they were ready for it, and just mistimed it. But that's a nice corner kick set play by the Raiders there. Even though it wasn't scored, it was a nicely executed play. Down to about 14 minutes here. It'll be a goal kick for the Lakers.
Substitutions on for Southwest. Number 6, Chase Littman. Number 29, Max Gross.
Big clear by the Raiders. They're now going to do everything they can to keep that out of the general scoring area. Raiders send it deep, but picked up by the Lakers. Goalkeeper brings it up far and tries to send it up. They're going to be doing everything they can to try to get it down here for scoring opportunities. Another big clear by Sheets. Big leg. Nice play. Raiders defense holding tight. I'd say the offense has played largely a pretty decent game. And defense had a couple lapses they'll want to clean up, but overall the defense stayed tight in general as they try to figure things out here in the early part of the season. Now down to about 12 and a half minutes in the match. Free kick here for the Lakers. Nifty little pop in there, trying to keep it right where they want it, and Raiders were all over it though. Aaron Sparling there with a nice clearing it up the field. Nava also contributing there. Nifty little passing here by the I still haven't heard a whistle, but the players kind of took it upon themselves to slow the game down due to a fallen Laker. Ref must have blown the whistle, and maybe I didn't hear it. But actually, I think the ball went out of bounds, and he just told him to pause for a minute. So that is something that isn't always fully understood. Is just because a player's hurt doesn't mean the game stops. This is not, soccer doesn't work that way. The game continues. To see if the player really is hurt, because sometimes they're just sort of like in a little discomfort and laying there, and other times it's sometimes a little showmanship of why they're on the ground. And what they do is they wait for a logical place. If it seems like there is a true injury, then they will pause the match when play is moved into an appropriate time and place to do that. So the expectation that the game just ends, or the clock just stops and the play stops just because someone goes down, is not how it works in soccer. Even though the players there felt like it did. I'm sure both coaches are probably going to tell their players, you keep playing until you hear a whistle. Anyway, here we go. Back to the match. Goal kick here with about 10 minutes left by the Lakers. Lakers goalkeepers made some nice saves despite the 3 goals being scored on them. And the Raiders' 2 goalkeepers have made some nice plays as well, each of them. So that's an optimistic side for the Raiders and for the Lakers as the season starts. Nava with a little ball up to Lassard, who scored our second goal of the match. Or third goal, sorry. He brings it down. It's going to be a goal kick for Southwest. We now have a substitution.
On for both sides. On for the Lakers, number 22, Finn takes on.
Down to about 9.5 minutes.
On for the
in the match.
Number 11, Connor Sparling.
Ball's moving around. Raiders try to turn it. I guess they did get it up the field. Oh, then the ref decides kind of at the last second that that ball went out of bounds.
Substitutions again on for both sides. On for the Lakers, number 5, Sandra Victoria. And on for the Raiders, number 6, Nikki Elbow.
Here we go. 8.5 minutes, about 8 minutes left actually. Raiders with another throw in. This game is sort of slowed down a bit.
Number 7, Owen.
Another substitution. Sometimes that's a game to just use the clock a little bit. It's a hot day, game's 3-0. But here we go. Raiders back playing. Big ball there, good move up the line. Raiders bring it across. Good defense there by the Lakers to stop Hauser with the ball, and but the Raiders get it back again. Hauser back to Alanoff. Sends it up the line and kept in by the Raiders. Nifty little footwork. Raiders maintain possession. The Lakers definitely had a couple opportunities to do some damage here, and the timing just didn't work out for them, or this could have been a much closer game than it is right now. Little shot there, trying to lift it up. Sheets is pretty tall. I think he would have had that, but that ball went high into the field goal, the football field goal. But Raiders keep it moving. Go for the clear. Good call by the Raiders there. A lot of traffic. Send it up. Little miscommunication there, but the Lakers are able to salvage it. Looked like maybe that was going to go out of bounds, but able to bring it back in. Nice turn there by Lakers. Alanoff, though, playing solid D, not fouling, but applying just enough pressure behind to keep the player off balance a little bit, and able to clear the ball off that. Tough bouncing ball there for Connor Sparling, who does get a mini clear that at least bides the time and gets the ball further out on the next play. The Lakers again trying to put something together here at the end. We're down to about less than 5 minutes. Lazard there trying to sneak one more breakaway in. Does a head over, nobody there really for it, but Lakers pick it up. Come down for another attempt here. Both teams playing hard to the end, which is you always like to see that. A lot of pride on both these teams, and even though it's the early part of the season, wins and losses start to matter. Some substitutions here on both sides.
Substitution on for the Raiders, number 15, Mason Pepsfield. And a substitution on for Southwest, number 19, Graham Galt.
Down to about 3 minutes in the match here. Lakers bringing it back, trying to get that ball up for another attempt here. Both teams, I would say, conditioning-wise, look pretty good for this heat. Both, not only are they playing in the heat, but if they're not in the game, they're sitting on those hot, shiny benches. Oh, Raiders with a nice play. Good attempt there. Kind of a bouncy high play. Oh, and it's a goal. Nava with the goal. Kind of snuck that one in, it looked like. Surprising by everybody. I believe that was Austin Nava. Kind of surprising. Number 16. Austin Nava, 4th goal for the Raiders, 4th Raider to score.
Scoring for Hudson, number 16, Austin Nava.
Two minutes about left in the match, and the Raiders show that they just don't stop. They're going to keep trying, and Southwest looks like it too. They got to get the ball up. Just get the ball just a little out of reach for what they want to do here. And Sheets is able to gather that up and give it a big kick. That big punt is helpful. It takes time off the clock every time. You got to bring it back down potentially. We'll now have a Raiders throw. They get it in. Oof. That was a very close play where Southwest almost had a potential breakaway. Good ball movement there by Raiders defense. Now getting close to the 1 minute mark of this match. Raiders look like they're going to take the victory. Score right now is 4-0 in the Raiders' favor. It's going to be a throw in here by the Lakers. It's been a fun matchup. Score definitely in the Raiders' favor, but the Lakers gave the Raiders some fits and some challenges throughout this match. A good opening challenge for the Raiders for their preparation for their conference season. Tomorrow will be another good match for the Raiders against Middleton, another historically good soccer program in Wisconsin. So it'll be another good match for the Raiders there. I don't think we are broadcasting that one, but it'll be a good one for prepping the Raiders for their next matches. And we're down to the last 10 seconds here. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and look forward to another great season of Raiders soccer with you all. Thank you.